Good morning, everybody. What is up? What is up? Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations. I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020, Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. And I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And part of that wonderful thing has allowed me to reach out last year with a team to over 100,000 fathers around the world, directly and indirectly. And as always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Ryan is here.
Yes.
Ryan
will not hold me down.
You weren't with us on Friday because of the strike, but you are back.
Oh, man. Yes, thank you to my wonderful wife. She's here so she can wrangle the kids for a bit.
Wrangle?
Listen, this strike does not look like it's ending anytime soon.
Wow. Yeah. So are schools closed again today?
Yeah.
Wow.
It might switch to online learning, I think.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Yeah. So, hey, and this is just the support workers. Remember, they haven't even gotten to the teachers' contract.
Yes,
yet.
There is the teachers are threatening to strike too. So it's gonna be another fun year.
But yes, and I apologize for those that don't know who I am. My name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, and we are celebrating our 5-year anniversary. So December 3rd, look out for those invitations. The flyer should be circling around soon. Nice. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I started the Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. And as you see, I'm also rocking the PACU shirt, which stands for the Pan-African Credit Union. They have their session that they're doing their update to, I think it's faith leaders. They did executive directors. So they're doing town halls talking about this credit union and how the community can support. So check out pacu.ca and definitely pledge if you want to see a Black-led, Black-serving financial institution come into being. But
excellent.
Yeah,
so before we go any further, this episode of The Morning Vibe is brought to you by the Macmillan Group. And the Macmillan Group is providing mortgage solutions one at a time since 1999, buying, refinancing, or investing. Call them in Canada, 905-813-4354, or US, 904-586-5636. So thank you as always, Macmillan Group. We never take it for granted. And let's, you know what? Before we go any further, we're going to be talking about something really special today and also on Friday. So instead of about talking about it, let's just show it.
Why is a restaurant week your favorite time of the year?
All right, food time.
Yes. Excuse to yum food all day, every day.
All right. So for those who do know or don't know, we're going to be dedicating today's show and Friday's show to ByBlacks Restaurant Week 2020 Fall Edition. And we're going to be talking with some restaurateurs. But first up, we're going to bring my closest associate. I will put that out publicly. And not only personal, but business-wise, the publisher and co-founder of ByBlacks.com, Black Canada's #1 online magazine. You hear that, family? #1, not number 2, not number 3, not number 8, not number 999.
It might be by far. I don't even know where number 2 comes in.
Okay. And so let's bring him up. Good morning, Roger Dundas.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, good stuff,
good.
man. Good stuff.
Good.
Hungry?
Huh?
Hungry?
No, hungry.
After seeing the images, yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Before I go into this, Dr. Vibe, I'm liking the background. And I'm
Oh,
also liking the logo.
thank you. Well, you know,
Nice.
it's actually interesting you mentioned that, but I have an intern that's looking at somewhat changing the logo. But if you like the logo,
Yeah,
we can keep it as is. But we're always looking at changing things and it's
Yeah.
interesting because people like I like to change my backgrounds, and I've been using a background that people really like. I say, okay, well, just because they like it doesn't mean I should just stay with it. Let me try something different
Yeah.
and go with it. So I'm feeling it. Thank you so much. I like it too. That's why I put it up.
Yes.
Good. So Black Restaurant
ByBlacks.
Week. ByBlacks.
Restaurant Week 2022 Fall Edition. Oh my gosh, so many restaurants. I think the number that we're at now is 47.
Whoa.
The target was 40, right?
No, the target was 50. So
50, okay.
Still,
So we're getting, okay.
So Halifax, if you're listening, we still want 3 restaurants.
Okay.
Calgary, if you're listening, we still need only 3. So you could be one of the 3. You could be.
I'm gonna get on the horn to Halifax.
Yes.
Ask a couple.
Please, Rustam Southwell, that's the guy we need to.
Yes.
We need to connect
And
with him.
Bernadette, she's really connected.
Yes.
Out there.
Yes.
You know what? Let's do it right after the call. Let's do it. But
Yes.
Restaurant Week is a very simple concept. It's restaurants offering up a Prix Fixe, or let's just call it a special. It's a special. They give you an appetizer, an entree, or let's call it a main. Right? Keep it simple.
Right.
So appetizer, main, and a dessert item. 3 food items for one price, somewhere between $20 to $40. Right? Very, very simple. So what the idea is that you will get an opportunity to sample these 3 food items at a slightly discounted price. Right?
So how did the idea come about?
You know what? We saw this happening. To be honest, we saw it happening in the States, and they do a Black Restaurant Week down there, and they do it. They do it in different cities that have a high concentration of Black Americans, which is a lot of cities, right?
Yes.
True.
But we didn't really have that program going here. And then the other thing I started looking at was, you look at the Winterlicious, Summerlicious program, which is a great program. It's very, very nice. You get an opportunity to sample, higher end restaurants at a slightly discounted price, but it's a dine-in option only, right? Gotcha. So if you look at the history of Black Canadian restaurants, they are predominantly takeout. Predominantly, I would say when I look at the list, I still look at about 80%. Takeout, or even if you can dine in, it's not fine dining. It's more like Tim Hortons. There's a table, buy your food, and tables, eat it, and please clean it up after. Nobody's, you know what I mean? So it's that model. So I would say the estimate right now is about 80% takeout versus dining. So coming back to the Winterlicious programs, it wasn't an inclusive program for Black-owned restaurants. So we try to create our own program. I like to say that we use our superpower, which is our network, right? Superpower is a network of Black media, Black community associations, and then tapping into even other community associations like Restaurants Canada to help to promote our own Black-owned restaurants in a more inclusive manner. So we're including, yes, dine-in, love those, but also takeout, food trucks, and pop-up or ghost kitchens, right?
Okay.
So it's as long as you can serve that Prix Fixe, either dine-in or takeout or delivery, you're in. Right?
All right. No, so I want to just catch up because lots of the members of the community are coming on. So I just want to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
Van Slinger from the US. Say, hey, Dr. Vibe, it's been a minute. Of course, Tim Frey, supporter of the Morning Vibe. Divine Wright, she is a big time foodie, but she's in the DMV. She says, good morning, my brothers from the DMV. Destiny goes, good morning. I've gone to the States. It is a wonderful experience. I hope that people here in Canada come out to support. And Chelsea has a question. She goes, is it across the provinces or only in Ontario?
So it's national. It is national. Any restaurant within Canada that we invite to participate can participate. And we've invited restaurants from every province. So it's really up. At the end of the day, it's still up to the restaurants if they want to participate or not. Some of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious your feedback from restaurants when you do approach it, because we've been at some of the restaurants when we have lunch and we talk to the owners.
Yeah. Yes, one of the benefits moving east to Yonge Street.
It is a benefit.
I just need to put that in there. Go on.
It is a benefit.
Ryan is now my official Friday lunch partner. We gotta figure out where we're going this Friday. You know?
True. Yes, we do. Yes.
Yeah. So when you approach the restaurants, they have a mixed reaction. I find like restaurants that are more up on their promotion, like you see them on active on Instagram, TikTok, etc. They get it, right? So they get the whole motivation. Other restaurants that are not as advanced in their marketing, they are still in the vibe of, we have our regulars, or we deal our word of mouth and blah 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 blah. Plus, there's this added thing, this albatross around the restaurant's neck. It's called the necessary evil, is what they call it. Food delivery apps. So if they're already giving 30% on a food delivery app, 20 to 30%, it's hard for them at that point to do a restaurant. We can give a further discount and then offer it on the food delivery app. So I think what the restaurants have decided to do is to just offer it now as takeout or dine-in. The ByBlacks special. Some of them are still saying,
delivery, right?
Yeah. Some of them are still saying that they'll put it on the food delivery apps, but most of them are saying, okay, no, let's just stick with takeout and dine in. Right? Encouraging people to come into the store, the actual customer. Yeah.
So it seems that this version of Restaurant Week has had the best response ever from the restaurants. What do you attest that to?
I think it's a combination of working with, to be honest with you, the Black Community Association. So Afro-Caribbean Business Network, whose representative is on the call. Then you have the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce. So they have partnered with 5 restaurants as well to bring them on board, restaurants that they have been supporting through their various programs. And then I have to give a massive shout out to Michelle Halsall from the BBPA, because she is the champion working on behalf of the restaurants in Little Jamaica, not just Little Jamaica, but there are restaurants in Little Jamaica with other branches, other franchises. They're all over, but just getting them, she has been able to mobilize, I think, about 15. I'll have to go back and count.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So there are restaurants from Kiel all the way over to Oakwood, right? So Black-owned restaurants, from Raps to Jacos, and everything in between. Yeah, so they're all, I'd say almost all of them are participating. I don't think there's one that's not participating.
Oh, along Little Jamaica.
Yeah, the Black-owned restaurants, yes.
Excellent.
Almost all.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had a chance to catch up with her briefly during the media launch held at Sugarcane Restaurant, another one of that's a whole other story. But
I gotta say, Michelle to me is like one of the true community advocates. There are a lot of people who work in different organizations and they're for themselves, they're not for the community. And Michelle is for the community. She's trying to get Black-owned businesses to generate more income and more exposure.
You know, Roger, when we're finished here, I need to get her contact information and
I
just
will,
say, send her just a thank you for everything she does.
Yeah, man.
Because
She's awesome.
I just have a thing she doesn't get that a lot.
Yeah, and you know, she's just not she's not that limelight person.
No,
you know?
she's not.
Exactly. Just get it
She
done.
just gets the work done.
Yes.
Yeah,
She gets the job done.
Yeah,
you know?
don't get good, get done. She gets it done. Well, you know, we could chat, all three of us. We chat enough offline, so we could spend all day on. But you know what?
Let's bring them.
Why don't we bring in a restaurant? Wouldn't it be a nice idea to bring in a? Oh! Well, hello, young lady. How are you?
I'm not that young, but I'm good.
Hold on a second. You know, I like to compliment people. Okay?
Thank you.
Come on. I receive it. You want me because here, come on, old woman. How you doing, old woman?
How about not commenting on her age? Right? We can start with that.
I just say hello.
Yeah, that's hello.
But I compliment with such a beautiful smile on you and just happy. Tell us who you is.
I'm Amanda. I'm representing Buchan/Edible Bliss 11. Yeah, Haitian Caribbean flair.
Very nice, very nice. So, tell us a little bit of the history of your. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to some questions here. So, want to ask, where did your passion for food come from?
I think it came from my mother. My mother always said, "Don't eat out." Always had a home cooked meal when growing up.
Yes.
Pepper pot, dal and rice. Back then, I didn't appreciate it, and as I grew up, I started loving home cooked meals from my mom's Guyanese and my dad's Trinidadian, and the passion just came from experimenting and making stuff my own. And I think this is what I'll do to the day that I die.
Ryan, anything you want to add on that question? Because I got a few other ones, but go on.
No, I'm always interested with that question to Roger as well, because food and restaurants has been so instrumental to ByBlacks.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what made you really put this together and focus on restaurants for the community?
Well, I didn't know nothing about Haitian food in the beginning of this year. Right. And a friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to do a couple hours? Because, January, February is kind of slow for my business, Edible Bliss." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, I don't know nothing about Haitian food, but I'm open to learning." And Chef Amir loved me, didn't want me to leave. I was supposed to leave in April. Didn't I left in July. And then they said, "Hey, we're opening up a bigger spot." They were at a 12-seater on Kingston Road. We've moved to an 85-seater.
Whoa.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was that big, Amanda.
85.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep pushing. I love it.
And it's very stressful, but when you're passionate about it, you love it and keep going, right?
Okay. All right. 85. I haven't been there yet. I guess I'm.
Well, we're going there November 6th. I have to book a reservation from now because you know what happens during restaurant week, right?
Absolutely.
From now, you're gonna get
absolutely. So some comments here from the Sugarcane Restaurant. That sounds amazing. Donna asks, where do we get a list of all these restaurants? Well, I'll put up the link again. I had the link on for a few moments. Donna, that's where you can get a list. Really, if you go to byblacks.com,
actually, and then this different list. Ed.
You want different lists?
A different link. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So Roger's going to give me on the back channel. All right, great. So I'll update it in real time, but other comments are coming through here. Okay, Hey, Chef Amanda, so excited to visit your restaurant first.
Yes.
well, book today.
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna 85 seats is gonna fill up fast. Trust me.
Yeah. Divine Rich says, wow, Haitian.
I stopped there one Sunday and it was full. Sunday.
Yes.
It was full on Sunday.
It was full. Brunch. We had a live band, Wayne. He did an extraordinary job. Yeah.
Full and Amanda, you're the one that does the cheesecakes, right?
The Jamaican rum cake cheesecake.
Oh, Lord, I have to tell the story. So we got this. So Cherita, my wife, purchased the cheesecake, and we brought it to a friend of hers 40th birthday. and the responses that we got from the people in the room, it was like
Orgasmic.
like a religious
Yes.
event. Like,
I
we
hear
were
all the
like
stories.
asking questions and questioning their existence while eating this cheesecake. You're like, what is happening to me right now? And so I went to pick up the next one from Amanda. I had to tell her the story. I was like, Amanda, you don't know what you did to the room. Like,
I've heard stories.
level. Like, it's
I've
not
heard
even
this much.
good. It's next level.
Thank you.
I've ordered mine
Wonderful,
already.
amazing. You have to try this cheesecake.
I have see you, since you two are together now, you left me behind. You see? You two guys just left me behind. Like, Amanda, treat me right.
I will. Trust me, I will. When you come into the restaurant, I'll have it ready for you. Like,
Thank you.
just
Okay.
this is whatever you like. You have
Okay.
really, really good.
Question for you about the
Yes.
restaurant. Can you give a little bit of background of the history of Bukan Edible Bliss for our family?
Yeah. So the background is, like I told you, I was supposed to leave in April, but I ended up leaving in July. Amir messaged me and he's like, I want you to be the head chef at Bukan because we're moving. And I said, no. He looked at me like, what do you mean no? I said, I'm not putting Edible Bliss 11 on the back burner. He said, well, we need to do something. We need you. And I was like, okay. He's like, do you want to become a partner? You want to become an owner? And I was like, okay. I've never owned something this big. And he's like, okay, come up with a couple $1,000 and you be part owner and put your name on the front of the building and let's go.
Wow.
Merge recipes and stuff like that and let's go. So when you come to the restaurant, you'll see that I'll have like a jerk chicken sandwich on a buttery croissant.
Oh.
With a brown butter Hennessy sauce. Like that's my flair too with the restaurant.
Oh,
Yes.
I should just have my white flag.
I need to write that down because
Are you
we'll be
open
visiting
today?
soon.
Bukan
So I need
open
to know what to
today.
order when I get there. So I
Yeah.
heard jerk chicken on a buttery croissant.
Oh,
Croissant, yeah.
Okay.
Topped with the Asiago cheese and a nice Caesar dressing.
no.
And then I take pride in making my sauces from scratch. My jerk chicken sauce is from scratch. My
Yes.
seasonings are from scratch. I put those things together. That goes on the home fries. The brown butter Hennessy sauce. We make that caramel sauce. We stir it from scratch. Like it takes a process, but you taste the authenticity when versus opening a bottle versus making it from scratch. And I take pride in that.
Do you sell your sauce?
I don't, and a lot of people are telling me to get on that. It's just another level of
Yes.
yeah.
So when you start selling it, I will purchase.
Yes, I did in the Black-owned Toronto store sell my caramel sauce,
Oh, okay.
and I'm still selling the Jamaican rum cake cheesecake, the one at Scarborough Town Center.
So by the way, so this is someone from the DMV saying, you know, I got this comment here. I'm dairy free and I want a piece of that cheesecake.
Listen, it's worth the trip to the toilet.
Well, you know how many people
Sacrifice.
say that?
Sacrifice.
Oh my goodness, I've heard so many people say that. They're like, I'm gonna get your cheesecake and take 2 days off work, and I'm gonna have my cheesecake. I'm like,
Ryan, where the heck
serious.
you
I'm
come up
telling
with
you.
that?
I'm lactose intolerant, you know. Amanda.
Cheesecake,
So what I do is I eat food first and then put the lactose stuff on top. So I never get sick that way. So I don't, you can't eat it on an empty stomach.
It's a little bit more
Makes sense.
costly, but I can make lactose-free cheesecake, so it won't hurt your tummy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think my wife requests lactose free. Yeah. And so and that's where it was still amazing. So I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Does not have to have lactose in it.
So I got a question here for Roger. Tim is asking, participating in Summerlicious for years, we always had partnerships with events that were happening during that time, which we could pair dinner and events that at discount pricing, which helped with promotions. Are there any event planners paired up with any of the restaurants?
No, you know what? It's funny. The time of year that we chose to do Restaurant Week in spring, May, and November is a very low event period. I purposely done so because it really gives somebody something to do. So really, it's more about just going to the restaurant versus going to, the ramen and going to the restaurant. I totally understand what he's saying. Because Summerlicious, there's a lot of activities happening in the summer. And Winterlicious, I don't know, not that much, but I know what he's saying. You know, there are different things that they can do. We should look into that. Tim, that's a great idea. As I said, I don't think there are a lot of events happening during that time that we could even leverage.
Well, I'll tell you, it's award season and gala season in the Black community. So Caribbean Camera.
Theirs is on the 20th.
Yeah.
Which is the last day.
Like kind of the end of it. So,
yeah, you had to bring up the award season, eh? That's a
please. Let's ask.
Let's keep our focus. Yeah. Keep our focus. Want to say good morning to Dr. Tachi down in Florida, the host and producer of one of the greatest shows online about media tech and pop culture called I forget what Mediascope. It's on for Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time and 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's on a number of different platforms. So there's going to be, hey, you have someone who wants to help you out. Send your sauce to Tennessee. I'm volunteering to work in quality control.
It is solid.
Everybody, Van. Everybody is going to be doing quality
Ray
control.
says, good morning, everyone. There is nothing more enjoyable than enjoying a tasty, well-prepared Caribbean African-inspired meal in a beautiful environment. Kudos to Roger and ByBlacks.
Yeah, we ran into Ray at Sugarcane in the spring. He was dining with his wife, and so we were there at the same time. But you know what? Can I ask a question, Amanda? What is in that Prix Fixe menu? If you could just let people know.
Yeah. So on the menu, we have any of the free Thai boxes, and free Thai means just like Haitian street fried food. So you get the goat, you get the chicken, you get the pork, the griot pork, and beef or shrimp. You get some marinade, which is like a Haitian dumpling. And then you get the Haitian gravy that comes with it. You get the pickles, which is spicy. You get 2 types of plantain, sweet and green plantain. Or you get the jerk chicken Caesar sandwich with the home fries. Yes, either or. And then for the appetizers, you get the shitai bowl. The shitai bowl is like a plantain bowl. We deep fry that. And then we fill it with saltfish, top it with pickles, some avocado, and then for dessert, you get a slice of the Jamaican rum cake cheesecake.
What did you call it earlier, Ryan? You said it was
a religious experience. You'll question your existence, especially if it's the first time.
You question your existence.
Oh my God!
So you know, it's funny. We've been having Amanda's cakes now for about 12 years, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get on the bus.
See how he's keeping secrets from us 12 years.
What is this? That's what you do. You have your in crowd, stay in the in.
Okay, so let's just take some more comments. We're gonna get another restaurant in here. Sophia L. Jackson, Grind Rising, everyone. Dr. Tachi loves your comments about award season. She goes, award season featuring dry stuffed chicken, 3 wrinkle springs of asparagus, and 3 measly red potatoes.
So true. So you know what? So where's the Impact Awards on the 20th? Is that downtown?
Downtown.
So guys, if you're going to the Impact Awards, leave there and go head over to Buchan.
Ontario Science Center.
Yeah.
Science Center.
Okay.
Head over to Buchan right after.
So Divine Right, she's in the DMV. So she's in Virginia saying, you are making me very hungry. Can I place an order to go dry freeze and mail it to the DMV area? LOL.
You know what? All jokes aside, I don't know how to. I've got people asking me in California for this cheesecake. I got people in Jamaica. I don't know how to. Because it's perishable item.
Yes.
That's tough. Send it. I need help with that. If anybody knows how I can,
Roger, maybe Janice.
You gotta touch base with Janice, man.
Because the Big Apple out in Brighton,
Coburg area.
Yeah, they have a apple cheesecake crumble, and it's frozen, right? And then you have to put it, defrost it for 45 minutes, I think, before eating it. So maybe look into that. Could be the process, but we'll connect you with
Janice Bartley. Yeah. Okay, we're bringing on another restaurant. This gentleman has been patiently waiting. Hello, Keith.
Yeah.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Are you hearing me?
We are
Yes.
hearing you,
Yes.
sir, loud and clear. Tell us what restaurant you are repping.
Scott Hill Caribbean Cuisine.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about Scott Hill.
Scott Hill is, well, the actual name Scott Hill is a place in Jamaica, in Manique, St. Anne. So it's actually a street that I grew up on in Jamaica. But Scott Hill is at 1943 Avenue Road now. We are in our 6th year. Actually, December 3rd, it will be 6 years since we at Avenue Road.
Congratulations.
And we specialize in Jamaican cuisine, like Jamaican food, especially. I mean, we do carry a whole lot of rotis, so that's on the on the side, right?
So where did your passion for food come from?
Well, it came from Scott Hill. That's where it all started. You know, my mom, my dad, they were both great cooks. I always watched them cooking when I was growing up. My mom used to run a restaurant in Manique way back when I was like maybe 8 years old or something. And so the passion, you know, watching them, and I always, you know, like the kitchen to cook, you know.
So actually, there's a question here for both of you, and I think it's a good question. We'll bring it up here. Earl is asking, from a restaurant point of view, how does loyalty systems factor in your business? And have you come across any Black-focused businesses in the area that caters to the Black community? Interesting. Anyone want to answer that question?
Actually, I do get a lot of Black businesses support. We have, the Jamaican Canadian Association, they always support us. We have the ByBlacks, which is, you know, Roger, good to see you.
Yeah, same here, sir.
Yeah. So they actually support, and I always have a lot of the Black businesses reaching out to me. We do a lot of catering, and they do reach out, and I do a lot of catering for them. So I can't really say the names off the back, but I know they do First Friday. They do the First Friday. Warren Salmon, he does the First Friday at our place now. And then I get to meet a lot of the Black businesses as well, because they do provide they all come by and, you know, do their thing, right? Yeah. But I do have a lot of Black support, and I really appreciate it. And I want to reach out, and I do want to, you know, do what I can to support them as well.
100%.
Amanda?
Yeah, same here. But I get a lot of we want to reach out because you're female and you're Black, so we want to support. Nice. So, yeah.
And does Buchan cater events?
Say that again.
Do you do external catering?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what was the main reason each one of you wanted to open your business?
Lifelong.
Ladies first.
It's a lifelong dream, and I know that it's hard work, but it's been a lifelong dream, and I can say at least I did it. You know, so for me, this is a first of its kind. Being this as a brick and mortar, I've done catering before, and I've worked at several different restaurants, but having this a brick and mortar is something that I've been thinking about way before the pandemic, and I started looking into things. And I didn't realize how bad the pandemic would have been and how it affected businesses. And then when the opportunity came up, I was like, I need to jump on it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Scott?
Well, it was a passion for me to open a restaurant. Well, it's something that took a while because I worked for a company for over 30 years. Then they came in, the union, and decided to close it down. So at that point, I decided that, well, I got to figure something out. And I figure this is the sign for me to, do what I really want to do. So I started to, look for a place to open. And I basically went into it, I would say almost blind, not knowing. I mean, even a location as Avenue Road, it's no one thought that a Jamaican restaurant would actually survive there. And it actually is surviving, And so when I got into it, and I basically learn as I go along, I just learned everything right up to now. Still learning, So it was a great opportunity. And it was actually pretty good. It was a good neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood, I should say. It still is a good neighborhood. They really come out and they support the restaurant there. So yeah, it was just something that I want to do, but it wasn't a spot that I actually, really investigate to see if it's where I want to actually be. But it's by faith, it happens, and I give thanks for it.
Nice. Brian, any questions?
No, as you're talking, I know it's very hard work being a chef, and the hours are long, and it's like high stress level. So what do you do to reduce that stress? And it could be in like your private life to decompress, or even at work. How do you kind of reduce that stress not to get burnt out? And I guess, Amanda, we can start with you.
I take long hot showers. Just stand there and I cry. And then I think about my day and how it could go better and how I can talk to my staff and how I can do this and how I can make the customer happy. I mean, you can't make everybody happy, but you try your best. And then I also meditate a lot. I try to turn off my phone so that I just not, because the first 2 months has just been meetings after meetings and complaints from our employees from this and spending lots of money. And it's so hard. But again, when you're passionate about something, you just keep going.
Yeah, like one of my mentors said a long time ago, when the dream is big, the facts don't matter. How about yourself?
Well, for me I'm more striving faith, and everything that I do is faith. I'm a man of God. If you're not sure, know that. But for me, is like I get in, no matter how crazy or hectic it may be. In my mind or in my head, I know the day is going to be over. So I just strive on that. I know the day is going to come to an end. So no matter how crazy it's going to be, I know it's going to come to an end. So I just kind of just focus on the task at hand and just get it done. I don't think about it. I just do it. That's just how I do it.
So I do both things. I take the long hot showers and cry, and I'd also say, "This too shall pass." So I do both things. So
God. I haven't tried to cry in the hot shower. I might try this that one day. Thank you.
We spoke about that recently, right? About having daughters and how that impacts your
it changes to a limiter, man.
Yeah, man, it changes you.
Excellent,
but Keith, tell us about the Prix Fixe menu as well. What are you offering up on the Prix Fixe?
The Prix Fixe is, I think we have like a starter with a veggie soup, which is our famous soup that we do to our customers. We have a jerk chicken meal, or they can have a chana, which is the vegan veggie option. They have veggie chana. The dessert is a rum cake. And that's basically it. Prix Fixe.
By the way, is it Amanda's rum cake that you're serving up there?
No.
Have that option soon.
I was actually eating at your restaurant, and I brought my family there for a birthday, and the food was like immaculate. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Right.
Nice.
It's actually grandma's Verdi rum cake that we serve.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said to Amanda recently that as chefs, you guys should actually go to other restaurants and support them as well. You know what I mean? Just to experience something different.
When they get time.
When they get time, exactly.
They're
all closed and open at the same time. I think they're closed. You close on a Monday, Keith?
For now, but that was because of the pandemic. But we're thinking of opening back on Monday now. So.
And Amanda, you're closed Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Right. So those are good things to know, guys. When restaurant week, what's open, what's closed on the particular days.
Yeah, we'll definitely come by and visit you, Amanda, for sure.
Yes.
Fantastic. So some comments from the audience here. We've got Van saying, a good cry in a hot shower. Who knew?
You feel better after,
Yes.
That stress.
It looks like we're going to have some American visitors, because Divine Right is saying to her Soar Tachi, we need to make a trip to Canada to eat at these fabulous restaurants. Yes, you do. And then
yes, that'd be awesome.
Jojo says, ask Scott Hill about their oxtail. Yummy. Okay, we're
Okay.
asking about the oxtail. What is
Please.
about the oxtail?
If we could use that word, the oxtail is a bomb.
Yes. Boom. Book it in. I'm always searching for the best oxtail, and that's gonna be my challenge this restaurant week. So you're up. I'm gonna be coming and reviewing that.
I will definitely look forward to that. Yeah, oxtail is our top, and so is everything. A fish also is the top thing for us. Like everyone love our fish.
That's what I normally order. This steamed fish. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the convincing has been done. Dr. Tachi, yes, I'm actually going to Toronto when I visit my mom in upstate New York in December. So, Dr. Tachi, you have some places to visit.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
You're at least 2 out of many restaurants. We could take you to 2 restaurants every day if you want.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3.
Oh, there you go.
True.
3 a day. 3 a day. I don't know. We don't want to get. Well, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. So let's go for another question here. Actually, I'm gonna come to this, and Amanda, you sort of alluded to it a little bit, but let's get a little bit deeper. What are some of the challenges, obstacles, if any, you face during the past few pandemic years?
I honestly did way better during the pandemic than I thought I would. When people found out that I was still serving food, do catering, it was kind of like on a down low type of thing. Okay, well, can you drop this off? We'll do the non-contact thing. But once people knew that I was still doing it, they felt comfortable, but I didn't really have a challenge. I actually made more money during the pandemic than before.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Creativity, man. You figure it out.
Yeah.
And Dr. Vibe, you would say, don't waste a pandemic.
The crisis. Don't waste the crisis. That's great.
No.
Like, how many Black businesses can say that?
I know. What I actually did was do private dining. So I would, if they were comfortable, I would go in with my mask. I would say, okay, I'm going to set up in the kitchen. You stay your 6 feet away, do my thing. I put the plate down. You guys go eat. And we kind of did it like that. And a lot of people like private dinners for anniversaries, birthdays, any little celebrations. And that's how I made my money through the pandemic.
Was that something you used to do?
Yeah, that's something I used to do. That was like
you kind of focused on that.
Yeah.
Resourceful. That's key. Very key. Keith, what about yourself? What are some of the challenges, obstacles, if any, you faced during the past few pandemic years?
Well, it was a great challenge for sure. We give thanks we did survive it. And like I said, the neighborhood that we're in, they really make it a point to come out and support during the pandemic, seeing that we're closed for dining most of the time. But they really, they came out and they support. They actually, instead of even using the Uber systems or the, skip the dish, they would call and come in to pick up their meal because they did not want the Uber to take a part of it.
Okay, let's Keith, I want Keith and Amanda, I want both of you to talk about this because I don't know if a lot of people realize the impact that these Ubers, DoorDashes have on your business. So could you share our audience on that?
It's like what, 25-30% that they take?
Yeah.
So what we do is maybe $1 or $2 on each item so that it compensates for what these apps are taking. Yeah, people don't realize it's expensive to have these things going.
Keith?
Yeah, definitely. It is 25 to 30%. Some of the other ones are like 20%, but the Uber one is the most expensive one. It's like 30%. So we do we kind of had a little bit more to it, like Amanda is saying, just to kind of offset it. But we try to encourage, our customers to come in, and because in the radius, like the area that they will deliver to, most of the time they will come in and pick up their food, so to avoid that extra cost, right? But they're still good. I still say, well, with the Uber and those systems, they're okay because they're great marketing tools. So they basically put us out there, right? So
30%.
Yeah. What a restaurateur told me is that the rep from one of the companies said, look, don't discount, don't lose the 30%. Mark up your food by 30% for the app. So that's inflation right there, right? Because if you walk in, it's going to be $10, but if you buy it on the app, it's $13, right? So yeah, but people, I mean, 13 plus delivery fees, it's like you're spending $20-some to buy a $10 meal.
Yeah,
it really makes sense, I think, when you're buying like $60-$70 worth of food, then it probably kind of makes sense to do the Uber. And then too, if you don't have a car, and you're in a condo and the place is far and you really want that food, then you're kind of stuck with it. The interesting
People
point
want
is,
it, they're going to get it.
right. The interesting point is there is a Black-owned delivery app.
True.
Right. And they just haven't built out their network. The thing with Uber is that they have so many drivers. They have them. I believe they have the most drivers. It's not a fact, but I believe so, based on what the feedback from the restaurants has been. So it's as I say, it's a necessary evil. Yeah,
Absolutely. So some more comments here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, Dr. Tack, there's so many coming in 30% and we still pay that on direct delivery. This is a racket.
in British Columbia, they just capped the rate at 20%, right? They had capped it at 15 during the pandemic, and then they upped it to 20%. So I'm not sure if Ontario is going to do the same thing.
And just to add something to the pandemic as well, it's really it did a lot to the businesses like restaurants, especially because of the food cost. Like pre-pandemic, prices was good. During the pandemic, and now most of the things that I use are like triple in price.
Wow.
Oil.
Try to implement that and maybe raise this stuff a little bit, raise your meal. Like we have to do it, and one or two customers will still complain, but they don't really understand, I suppose, that the things are just so much more expensive than before.
And they're not going down either.
No, they're not.
Like cooking oil has tripled, and it's so ridiculous how much. We go through a lot of oil because we got to change our fryer, and it's expensive.
Wow.
Things you don't even think about.
No. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. We got from YouTube. We used to hear about Scotty Hill on G90 and Chippy 89.7. Do they still offer catering for events? Do you still do that?
Mark and Jem used to be on there, but they're not there no more. But I do deal with Red occasionally. I've done a couple for her. I just lately haven't reached out to her because it's just been so hectic right now. But I'm sure once I reach out to her, she will, I will do some stuff for her for sure.
Okay, let's catch up on some more comments. This is LA Wade Media. Good morning, Dr. Vibe and Ryan. I can't wait to get my food on, starting with Bukan Edible Bliss. Next up, Ray says, thanks for sharing that cost. I will definitely dine in or pick up without the delivery apps, so the restaurant fully benefits.
100%.
Much better. Yeah, much better to fully interact with the owners and staff anyways.
I agree.
This is LA Media says, try the Black Network app.
Okay.
Write that down.
So there you go. Try that app. Van from the state says, gotta bounce. Seems like I need to visit Toronto. Yes, you do. Godspeed. Let me okay. So Jojo says, with everything going up in price, how are the restaurants handling this? Well, you started to talk about it. You want to go a little bit deeper?
Well, the only way to handle it is to increase price, right? And try to, at the same time as customers come to you, try to educate them for the ones that don't are not familiar and know about it, because a lot of people eat out, they don't go shopping, so they don't know that things are up. So in certain areas too, they may find some restaurants are used to they may be used to us cheap food, I would say, like cheaper meal, right? But when they come to Scott Hill, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you know what? I guarantee you're gonna get quality food, because that's what we do. So we don't, despite the price going up and all that, we don't cut corners when it comes to our food. The quality is gonna stay the same. So we have to spend the money and buy the stuff, even though it's expensive. We have to keep the quality of the food. That's my number one goal. If I'm not going to be able to keep the quality of my food, then I'm going to close the restaurant. Right?
Well,
That's the
we don't want that. But another thing to Keith and Amanda, I mean, when people come into dining, it's an experience. So it's not just, you're paying for, to be able to sit down, to relax, have somebody serve you, you know what I mean? So it's a whole experience. And that's what I enjoy about coming to you guys' restaurant, to be honest with you. It's more, the food is amazing, but it's also the experience. And, the one thing I've noticed, and, we talk about this all the while, that I've dined at over 300 Black-owned restaurants in Canada. Most of the restaurants I've been to recently, the owners are serving us. I'm talking Brampton, Toronto, Montreal, Calgary. I've been all over, and a lot of owners are actually doing the serving right now. So they're cooking, serving, and cashing you out in a dining environment.
Yeah.
Because of the other problem, which is the labor shortage. We can talk about that too.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22. It's like you need the staff, but you can't afford to pay the staff, and it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the challenge. So, for me, I just feel like, I will put the time in, and I will, be there to do what I can. Part of being there too is to make sure that things are running right.
Right.
You can't always put 100% into your stuff. You have to know that you got to be there to make it right.
So Keith got a few things for both of you here. Ray says dining out is all about the experience. The price cost is relative.
Mm-hmm.
And then Terracotta Vibe says, what is it like being dined in Jamaica? Most people think Jamaican is fast food.
Yeah.
That's a stereotype, because we have so many dining establishments in Jamaica.
Yeah, and that is a stereotype, because even for Scott Hill, people may come in, and there's, you have some people that are impatient. They come and they wait 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and they start complaining, like, what's going on, right? But they would go to, McDonald's or some other place, and they'll still wait 20, 25 minutes, right? But for us, majority of our meal is made, prepared to order, right? Mm-hmm. So when you come to dine in, most of the stuff that's on our menu is prepared to order. So we don't have the stuff sitting there. I mean, just a couple of things like maybe the oxtail or the goat that we have that came prepared to order. But most of our stuff is prepared to order. So there is a wait when you come. So when you come to a restaurant, don't think you're gonna get a jerk chicken off a steam table and go. No, we're not like that. All right.
Got another question for you, Scott. Christopher Lawrence asks, will Scott Hill ever franchise?
Well, it's something that we're talking about, but I am not exactly I'm against the franchising of the restaurant, only because the quality, I don't believe I will be able to keep the quality of the food again, franchising. All right. I'm thinking, my thought is to probably do like a Scott Hill Express, where it would just be a takeout, and then that I would franchise. But to franchise the actual, the restaurant now to the way we do things, I see it as a difficult thing to do right now.
Also, so Tim had the question earlier, and maybe Amanda, this can inclusive you. Are there any plans for multiple locations of either restaurant? So I think, you already handled that, Keith. What about Amanda? Anything in the future about Edible Bliss or Buchan?
For Buchan, I really can't speak for them, but I do think that, yes, they want to, or the franchisor already have another, maybe at one or two other restaurants. But for me, for Edible Bliss, I'll tell you guys right now, definitely I want to open up something that's, I want to open up a high-end West Indian type of store where you can kind of grab and go. My influence comes from working at Pusateri and how they structure their foods, and that's a dream of mine. So definitely something is coming. It's in the works in the next year. I'm manifesting it.
Okay.
Wow, nice.
It shall be done, Amanda. It shall be done.
All right.
You have the right person on the line right here.
Well, and that's where lean on some of these Black-focused business organizations to see how we can support with that, because that's our mandate. So, yeah, definitely happy to talk more about that offline.
Yes.
Fantastic. We have another for both of you. Do you offer vegan?
Absolutely.
Yes, for sure.
How and also for both of you, how much more demand for vegan are you seeing since over even the last 2 or 3 years?
It's been a lot, quite a bit for me. So we're vegan and even gluten free as well. So we do have those options, and we see a lot of it. We really do. A lot of people, come in and, they just on a whole though, most of all my vegetarian stuff is because we don't even use dairy product in our restaurant. We don't use dairy. We don't use MSG. So all of that, we don't use any nuts whatsoever. So we're like there already.
Excellent.
I think it's very highly important for staff members for everybody on board to understand what gluten-free is. A lot of people don't understand. So we had an incident the other day where a customer came in and they wanted something gluten-free, and my waiter didn't understand what that was. And luckily I was there at the nighttime, so I took over the meal and I made them a gluten-free plantain. Instead of buns, I use plantain to make the burgers. And they were blown away. They loved it. They loved the attention to detail that I gave. And so it's very important to have those options for vegans and for gluten-free options.
Yes.
Was that like a mashed plantain, Amanda?
Yeah, fried it and mashed it and made it into like a patty, and yeah, they loved it.
You're gonna have to do that for me.
I have a question. We were talking a few minutes ago about the whole area of food costs going up, and we're talking the last few moments about gluten-free, dairy-free. How have the prices for those ingredients gone up compared to, I guess, the regular ingredients?
It's like triple the price. People don't understand. You can get a loaf of bread for like $2.99. If you're getting a gluten-free bread, it's $10.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Jeez. Wow.
That's heavy.
And it doesn't stay as long because the expiry date is early. You gotta just make it and eat it right away, pretty much.
Keith, is that the same experience you have?
It's the same. Well, I wouldn't say change much because the gluten-free stuff we carry is not. There's like no bread. We don't really use bread. But the other stuff is relatively the same. It's just the seasoning that we use and what we know what to stay away from in making the gluten-free meal. So, but we don't really have anything that we use bread with in our restaurant. So we don't make the gluten-free won't have the fried dumplings. So.
Oh, okay.
So they'll know they can't have the fried dumpling. They can have the ackee and sausage, but they can't have the fried dumpling. They can have curry goat. They can have they can't have the jerk chicken because jerk chicken has soy sauce on it, and that's a gluten issue. But they can have sometimes they even fish. They have steamed fish. There's so many things that we can do that is gluten free, right?
Nice. Okay, so we're gonna start winding it down here because I know you do have the rest of your day. Question here from Christopher saying, curious, can restaurants join together and buy food product together to lessen the costs?
So that let me bring up the Restaurants Canada offer. So what they've done is they've agreed to provide all the Restaurant Week, ByBlacks Restaurant Week participants with a free membership for a year, which includes the access to buy through their bulk program as well. So there are several benefits that they have in that, which I will communicate to all the restaurants. Also, how to onboard with the membership.
Right.
Yeah. So the Chinese allegedly there's some Chinese restaurants that have banded together and they buy in bulk from China and then distribute to the different restaurants here in Ontario. I've heard that, but I don't know how true that is.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't put that past them either.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe it's time to go back to farming, eh?
Yeah. Question here from Jojo. I may have missed this question, but I've seen some J Fusion restaurants selling their products. Would our guests consider this, and do they offer catering? Well, they do offer catering. So I think that question has been answered, unless you want to add anything to that question.
We make cremas. Cremas is like a Haitian drink. It's very thick with condensed milk and other herbs, spices. We do sell that at the restaurant too, and it's made with like 40% rum, Haitian rum. So yeah, we do sell some of that.
I've had it before. a whole bottle for our table.
Okay. All right. Okay. Michelle says it's great that both of you cater to food allergies, sensitivities. Congratulations. Just getting some last comments here. It's LA way. It's an LA meet. It says Roger. And I guess our final question here: what would help your businesses double new customer acquisitions? Good question.
Well, I guess good marketing is something that we're looking into, and just got to market it. We're trying to figure out some ways to create some deals, some excitement stuff, so as customer can come in for new stuff. So those are some of the things we're looking at to do, and also hoping very soon to launch my jerk marinade, sauce. So hopefully. Should be soon.
I'm waiting. All
right. So, yes,
Amanda?
I'm in the process of doing that. So,
Awesome. Well, not only for us that we have great food. We also have, like, on Wednesday nights we're doing open mic comedy night. Thursday nights we have, for people to come out more, we have karaoke. Then we on Fridays we have Kazumba, Creolicious, Kumpa night. Sundays we have acoustic soul. So to add to your meal, we have all of these other elements of entertainment. So to add to the meals. Yeah.
Excellent. Christopher says, continued success, restaurant owners. I will continue to support near and far. Divine Right says, that's my life since I'm gluten and dairy free due to health conditions. It was always pricey, but the cost has truly skyrocketed here in the States.
Gotcha.
Destiny says, Roger, I think we should have food ambassadors across the provinces to do food posts, blogs on social media. I can volunteer for the Peel region.
Absolutely. Let's take that one offline. What we do recognize, and I saw it in an article recently, that coming to the question of how do you double your clientele, use TikTokers. 65% of new customers are coming from what they see on TikTok, because the food influencer game is a very heavy game. I mean, the thing about food is that we have to eat it. We have there's no getting around food. We have to eat it. And I would say Black people love Black food. We love our own food, and we try everything. Grenadian, St. Lucian, Jamaican, Bajan, African, Ghanaian. We try everything within the spectrum of the different cuisines that are here. So, we really need to come out and support. That's the thing too, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, any questions? Oh, Amanda, go ahead.
Yeah, Amanda, go ahead.
I just want to say quickly, and that's another reason why I did so well during the pandemic, because everybody was stuck at home with their kids, and they're like, okay, I got to work from home and I got to feed these kids. Amanda, help me.
Yes.
Cook meals for these families. And just drop it off.
Yeah. We did that. We did that a lot too. I'm very sorry. That's why I was asking you the other day where you live, Amanda. Because are you in Ajax where we can get the hookup? Come on, man.
Oh, some more comments here. Share night related to someone on this show. Amanda, you're an amazing chef. That rum cake cheesecake is life changing.
I told you.
So thankful for the lactose-free option.
You're welcome.
Okay, there's also Creole Haitian food is a whole different vibe. Have to visit soon.
Montreal has a lot of Haitian restaurants as well.
Yes,
I had the opportunity to visit a few last month.
Yeah,
and it was that was also life changing. That's a whole lot of things. We have to go on that journey. It's a food journey. Right?
Yes, Latanya, I joined in late and missed the details around finding a list of restaurants participating in Restaurant Week. Please reshare. There it is. There's your link. Right there, right now. Got it.
So there, just to let you know, there are about, because I'm looking on the page, I'm looking at the list, there are about 9 restaurants that have not submitted their information. So they have to submit their Prix Fixe, the images and all that. So we're waiting to get that information from them before we can add them to the page. So please be patient. But just to give a quick overview, there's a restaurant from Surrey in British Columbia. There's called Tommy's Jerk. There's a Tantalizers in Edmonton. There's a restaurant called Zula Eats in Windsor. And there's a few restaurants in Montreal in addition to everything that's going on in Ontario, which includes, of course, the amazing Scott Hill, Buchan, Sugarcane. Yeah, there's just so much. Sometimes I can't remember everything. It's just too many restaurants. But awesome. I would say I've tried 70% of the restaurants. 70% of the ones that are participating. Of course, I've been to Scott Hill and Buchan many times.
I think you've touched on it both you already, but I'll ask it anyways. Coming out of the pandemic, what have been the positive successes that you've seen for your businesses?
Mm-hmm. Well, Amanda, you're touching on a bit of that.
Yeah, I just think people appreciate they just appreciate good food and that it's Black owned, and yeah.
Okay. All right. Keith, anything you want to add to that?
Well, I agree with Amanda. That people do appreciate good food, and you can tell that it is good when you see the same customer coming in 2-3 times a week to get their
wow.
You know, and sometimes even on the Uber, we see the customers almost every day. Our customers ordering the same customers ordering, the food. We have one customer that actually almost every day order the same thing for a while.
Wow.
What?
Yes, we have many customers. That's one thing. The customer they repeat. We have a lot of repeat customers that are just coming to the same food. They come today, they try something different, and they just keep coming. So, there's a lot more people are coming out now. Now that the pandemic's over, we're getting a lot of we're getting a lot of events happening. I'm doing a lot of catering for different groups. We're doing because we do events at the restaurant for whether it's your birthday, anniversary. We even have done small wedding there, So, and we've seen it. They're coming out. So, and I want to say thanks to you guys, to all of the ByBlacks, all of you guys that try to put us on the spotlight, put us out there. I really appreciate that because it all helps,
100%.
I just want to say too that it's amazing how the support is so great, because when we had our grand opening, I had just put up the link on the Monday. By Thursday, we had over 200 people registered to come through to the grand opening to support. We couldn't fit everybody.
Wow.
He had to say no.
What a terrible problem, eh?
Right?
That's good. That's good trouble, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, let's just wrap it up with some final comments here. Dr. Tachi, this was a great show. Christopher says, big up Roger Dundas.
Big up Christopher.
Roger and Camille Dundas.
Yes.
Don't forget Camille Dundas.
The editor-in-chief.
Yes. Jojo says, well done, restaurateurs, Blacks supporting Blacks. Need me some rum cheesecake.
Life-changing.
I'm telling you, life-changing and bathroom-changing, right? You all doing an amazing job. Keep up the great work, Destiny. Christopher says, for that customer, we should hear more about their food experience. True.
Yeah.
There's a testimonial there from that customer who does a repeat all the time. True. Divine says, awesome show. I may need to make it my business to be in Canada next year for Black Restaurant Week.
Please do.
Well, you know what? Let me say one more thing before we go. So, big shout out to Destination Toronto.
Yes,
for coming on board and supporting ByBlacks Restaurant Week. They saw this vision of curating different stops for influencers and foodies to come through during Restaurant Week and visit different restaurants. So they're still working out with other people as well. I know that you guys, I think both of you at Brandon Gomez, come through and do some coverage at the location.
Solid.
That's the beginning, right? That was just the beginning. There's more coming. So I'm really happy that they came on board and they really just pushed it up to a next level, right?
Absolutely.
That we wouldn't have been able to afford that. Let me just keep it real, right?
Absolutely.
So, big shout out to Destination Toronto on that.
Yes, and Terracotta Vice says, thank you. I can't wait to try both these places. Yes, please do and tell us your experience. And Sophia Jackson sends hearts. All right. So this was an action-packed Monday. I am telling you. So before we let everyone go, we'd like both of you to just shout out your restaurant. So Keith, we're going to let you go first. I'm also putting the details there. So give us some final words about Scott Hill.
Scott Hill, good food, good people. Come on in. We're at 1943 Avenue Road. Come check it out. Again, Scott Hill is, a place, a street where I grew up in Jamaica. So that's where it all started. So come on out and you will not regret. You'll enjoy. And again, I want to say thanks to all of you guys what you're doing. I mean, I like what y'all doing because we're bringing the Black restaurants together. And in the past, I realized that even before I opened this restaurant, there's too many competition within the Black community when it comes to restaurants. And it's something that we have to move away from. It's not about competing with each other. It's about all of us doing what needs to be, to get together, and if we're able to learn from each other, then that's amazing, right? We can learn from each other. So I think it's the great thing what ByBlacks and all, are doing. It's getting all the, us Black restaurants together, which is amazing.
And the Black community, and the Black community, so the Black business associations and the media. The media came on to sponsor as well, Black-owned media.
That's right. So I really appreciate it because I've seen it in the past where we're there to cut each other's throat, in different ways. We don't need that,
We don't need that.
We support each other, do what we can for each other because the other communities are doing it, are doing it right. So this is a great thing that we all doing. So I really appreciate that, So
our pleasure. Amanda.
Well, yes, come on down to 774 Danforth Avenue to Buchan/Edible Bliss 11. Listen, we're on the Danforth. We're taking over Greektown. Okay? Okay, we are one of 4 Black-owned restaurants taking over the Danforth.
Yes.
It's been so great. We've had so many people walking in on the Danforth and say, oh my goodness, welcome to the neighborhood. They've brought in us gifts of cupcakes and flowers and this, and even Sugarcane has reached out to us, and other non-Black people have come into the restaurant and tried our food just to show support. It's been phenomenal 2 months. So
fantastic,
wonderful.
And it's wonderful because both of you have mentioned the support of the immediate area. How and family, you may not know, those who don't know Toronto well, the areas they're in, there ain't too many people that look like us.
No, exactly.
So to get that support from non-melanated individuals is a big thing for both of these establishments. I'm sure other Black Canadian establishments that are part of Restaurant Week, they can attest to that. So I want to say thank you to both of you for taking the time to share with us today. I've got to get down to those restaurants because, I got to start my journey. Roger's at 300. I got to start somewhere.
I'm very intentional, man. I'm very intentional. I land in a town and I'm searching for Black-owned restaurant. I don't care what it is. Dine-in, takeout, food truck. I'm going to go there.
Yes.
Absolutely. So just some final comments. Sophia says, if I can get out.
Thank you.
Right.
Amanda, I'm going to invest in that rum cake.
Yeah, I think we got to
invest in it. Calendar.
We got to get that in the supermarkets.
And Keith, what you said, it was in my alleged mind to say the same thing. Everyone does their things differently. There's space. There's room for everybody.
Yes.
There is room, and we need to complete each other, not compete with each other.
Yes, I like that.
So on that note, Keith, Amanda, thank you so much. You're going to see. Well, I guess the way you guys are, I won't be able to get until the new year, so I better book.
No, we're going to book for next week. So we're at Buchan on Wednesday. We need to book Keith I
Okay.
think I'm gonna go for lunch on Friday. Next week Friday. No, next week Friday I'm somewhere else. Let's try for Thursday.
You're
Thursday.
actually somewhere else.
Yes. Does Thursday work, Mr. Keith? Are you open on Thursday at 12?
Yes, we're open. Yes.
Okay, let's do
Roger,
that.
talk to me
Yeah, let's
today.
do
I
it.
want to put
Let's
that
do
in my
it.
calendar. All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's just do it.
Yes.
All right. So both of you, continue success personally and professionally to all the staff, all the family, and everyone that you serve. Remember to give yourselves grace and don't just manage your time, manage your energy.
Thank you.
Powerful stuff. Thank you.
Be well. Take care. Have a great day. Great day. All right, Roger.
Yes, sir.
You survived.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot of
It
fun.
was a lot of fun. I mean, geez, that rum cake thing. I mean, it's so funny because I've had it so often.
Right.
This is the thing, I've had it so often. We've had Amanda's done, I think, at least 2 of my birthday cakes, custom cakes. So
Yes, keep things under wrap, man.
and I
I'm
know
telling
Camille
you.
has ordered from her. Like, we would just keep on, like different events and stuff, different things that we're hosting. She's just good. She's really, really, really good. Just a great person to deal with.
Well, for me, when I'm getting a product or service, the first thing is, are they a good human being?
Absolutely, 100%.
That's the most important thing.
100%.
And I get that vibe from both of them. So I want to have people who I can get along with.
100%.
Whether I'm buying from them or they're selling, I want to make sure I get along. Because if I can't get along with you, because I want to deal with someone consistently. Like, for example, I've had the same dentist for 30 years.
22 years for me.
Like, I've had the same mechanic 20 years.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my food, I work hard. So when I spend my money, I want my belly to feel good.
Yes, exactly.
I want my belly to feel good. So, Roger, another comment here, but I know we covered it. I guess the person's come on, Latanya, saying Montreal restaurants.
Yeah, so we have Tropical. That's now one of my new favorite restaurants. Jay Anthony, I think he was on Top Chef. And I just found out too that he had another restaurant, Seasoned Dreams or something like that, and he sold that one and then restarted. So Tropical it reminds me of Harlem Restaurant, the look of it. It's very very classy on the inside, a lot of good black art on the walls as well. Some Montreal, I don't know if they're Montreal, Quebec-based artists. And then the food was spectacular. We had this barbecue chicken with a tamarind sauce. When you say tamarind just makes everything taste better, right? So, and then he served me this lobster shrimp medley. So he cut the shrimp and the lobster in half, long way, and then there's some garlic butter. I don't know. I swear to you, the lobster ate butter. That's what they grew up eating butter. That's how it tasted. Like
my mind is twirling about something. I can't wait till we finish this live conversation. Something twirling in my head right now.
And then a nonprofit organization that helps it's like an incubator program, I guess, for chefs. Desta. They are out in Montreal.
I know about them. Yes.
So they are partnering with 3 young chefs as well to get them in the program. So we're waiting. That's 3 of the restaurants. We're waiting on their information to come in as well. So whoever asked a question about Montreal, I did visit Paul Toussaint's. He's one of the most famous Asian chefs out that side. Whoa. He has a booth in the Timeout Market at the Eaton Center. So they have some upstairs. I don't know if you've been in the Montreal on Crescent Street, St. Catharines.
I have.
You go upstairs and there's this Timeout Market, and they have all these famous chefs that have like a booth, literally like a takeout counter, serving their food. And I had that. And I went to another restaurant called Cuisine down in Verdun. So like closer to the lake in Montreal. Fantastic food, man. Just completely different flavors from what Jamaican or Trinidadian or even St. Lucian or Bajan. It's just it's out of this world. Out of this world.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
Expand the palates.
Yeah. You gotta spread those wings, man. What I'm falling in love with now is the Ghanaian food, the Abibi Man project, which Ryan introduced us to. Rachel. Yes, she has. Oh my gosh, that's another prefix to try. But she doesn't offer dine-in, so we have to order it and then find somewhere to sit down and eat it. I nominate Ed's house.
Yeah.
You're the closest person to where the food is.
Hey, see, so all I get something out of this. I love
Yeah.
this. I love this.
Yes.
So no, this has been a fantastic conversation today. Any final words, Roger, you want to share with our audience before we move on?
You know what I want people to do? I want people to. It's not just during restaurant week. You're gonna get a break on the pricing, right? But go and sample, because you're gonna be tasting an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. So you may go back and say, I love the entree the most, or I love the appetizer the most, so you can go back and support the restaurant. But it's a time to really show up, be intentional, as we say, get some groups of people and go to the restaurants, go and support them, go and order, go and do the takeout, don't give the restaurants all the money.
Right. Yes.
Get takeout. Yeah. The one thing I noticed about Buchan and Scott Hill is that those two areas, they have a high concentration of foot traffic.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people living off that main road.
That's
so when you turn off of Avenue, all those side roads, there's a ton of people, not condos, just homes, right? But they come out, they are people who will come and dine on the main street.
Absolutely.
So that's something that I know, the culture of Avenue Road and the Danforth.
Absolutely.
So it really helps them.
Absolutely. Well, we're up again on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Got some more stuff going on. Ryan, you just you did the mic drop of this conversation with the bathroom, right? Like you blew up the conversation. Like Amanda's in the green room, she's just laughing and smiling away because it sounds like she'll never forget that about her own cake. You know what? That needs to be a testimonial, a video testimonial, right? That needs to be it. Any last things you want to share, Ryan, today before we let everyone go?
No, I'm just looking forward to the food. Roger, we're actually experimenting with some of the influencers to do a giveaway, like a grant giveaway to some of the people that go to restaurants. So that's in the works today. Hopefully we'll have that finalized by Friday.
Okay.
But yeah, looking to just amplify the ByBlacks Restaurant Week. Love it.
Lovely.
That is fantastic. Well, folks, you're going to see these faces again on Friday. So if you don't like us, don't come on Friday, all right?
Yes.
We gave you your fair warning, right? But again, we have posted it throughout the conversation. There's a link. At least go there and read.
Yeah.
And then if you're and then make a decision and take action. If you can get in, and obviously the takeout ones are easier, but I'm sure Buchan is booked already. So I've sort of waved my white surrender flag of trying to get in there on restaurant week. So, but I may try to work some magic with a wonderful smiling person who's in the green room right now. So we are looking forward to another great conversation on Friday. So we'll end off with this: live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourselves grace, and we will see you on Friday. Take care, everybody. Remember to give yourselves grace, and don't just manage your time, manage your energy.